the way that the landscape is today, I'll give you some metrics that we have from Pitchfire. The first is that right now, most companies that are in B2B use a sales engagement platform. Sales engagement platforms allow you to take a contact, add it to a railroad track of activities like calls and emails, LinkedIn messages, and it will automatically build out the things that you need to do. All a rep has to do is hit a button. So if you want to dial someone, you can hit dial and call and you'll call them. If you want to write an email, you can even have follow-up emails be automated. You could have your first email be automated if you want to. And what that's done is it's basically created a problem I call the outbound paradox. The more outreach that sellers do, the less buyers are likely to answer your prospecting because you're training them to tune out and ignore the prospecting. So what do sellers have to do because they get less responses? They have to do more activities. And we have this big cycle now where the average person in the United States is getting prospected 780 times a year. That's an entry-level person. And in the 780 times they get prospected, they're going to get followed up like sometimes 5 to 15 times by that same person trying to get an answer from them. And so inbox providers like Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo's one of them too. They're all cracking down now and trying to figure out, how do I get it so that these emails aren't ruining this inbox, because no one's going to be using Gmail anymore. I mean, look at 2020, for example, right? How many people that were like, I'm not going to use Slack or Microsoft Teams, just flocked to using Slack and Microsoft Teams instead of using their inbox anymore? It's because you don't have outside access on there. You're not going to get a spam message from someone on Slack if they're not in your system already, or they're not included in your work group. Email is public. Anyone can go and email you. Anyone can go and call you. And those interruptions have just gotten out of control. And I know I come from the sales side. I know that prospecting can sometimes still work if you're really thoughtful. But you know what's the worst thing in the world? Let's say you do something really clever and creative to get in front of a prospect. 1 in 3 of the messages that you send out to a prospect will never hit their inbox because they'll go to a spam folder.